Before tonight's investigation begins, this program is supported by Skyyrizon, a real online store of useful everyday gadgets and tools. Free worldwide shipping, new picks weekly. That's skyyrizon.com. Now let's begin. Welcome to Harrison's Conspiracies. I'm your host, Harrison. Today we delve into a perplexing incident that occurred in July 1954 at Haneda Airport in Tokyo. It involves a mysterious traveler known only as the man from Taured. Joining me today is investigative journalist Sarah Thompson, who has spent years researching this bizarre case.
Thanks for having me, Harrison. The story of the man from Taured is truly fascinating. It begins with his arrival at the airport, where he presented a passport from a country that, quite frankly, doesn't exist.
Right. The passport appeared legitimate, but the traveler insisted that Taured was a real place, located between France and Spain. This raises so many questions. How could a passport be issued by a non-existent country?
Exactly. The authorities were baffled. They detained him for questioning, trying to understand how someone could arrive with such documentation. It's worth noting that the incident was reported widely, yet many details remain elusive.
And what do we know about the traveler himself? Was there any indication of his background or intentions?
Not much, unfortunately. He seemed genuinely confused and maintained that Taured was a real place. Some speculate he might have been a hoax or a con artist, but there's no solid evidence to support that theory.
That's an interesting point. The idea of a hoax does seem plausible, but it doesn't fully explain the legitimacy of the passport. If it looked real, how could he have faked it?
Exactly. That's where the theories start to diverge. Some suggest it could have been a clerical error or even mistaken identity. But then, there's the more outlandish theory that he might have come from a parallel universe or an alternate reality.
A parallel universe? That's quite a leap. While it's a captivating idea, we have to be careful not to present speculation as fact. There's no concrete evidence to support that claim.
Absolutely. And I want to emphasize that while these theories are intriguing, they remain just that, speculation. The official records don't provide any support for the idea of alternate realities.
So we're left with a mystery. A man arrives with a passport from a non-existent country, and despite his insistence, the authorities have no way to verify his claims. What happened to him after he was detained?
That's another layer to the mystery. After questioning, he seemingly vanished from the records. Some say he was deported, while others believe he was released, but there's no definitive answer.
It's almost as if he stepped out of time or space. The lack of follow-up on his case only adds to the intrigue. What do you think happened to him?
It's hard to say. Theories abound, but without more evidence, we can only speculate. Perhaps he returned to Taured, or perhaps he simply disappeared into the ether of history.
A haunting thought. As we continue to explore this case, we'll dig deeper into the implications of his arrival and what it might mean for our understanding of reality. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Harrison's Conspiracies. In this chapter, we delve deeper into the context of the incident involving the mysterious traveler from Taured. To set the stage, let's revisit the details surrounding his arrival at Haneda Airport in July 1954.
Absolutely, Harrison. The man arrived with a passport that, at first glance, appeared legitimate. However, the issuing country, Taured, does not exist on any map. This alone raises numerous questions about his origins.
Right. The traveler was adamant that Taured was real, claiming it was located between France and Spain. This insistence adds a layer of complexity to the situation. How could someone be so convinced of a place that seemingly has no record?
It's perplexing, to say the least. The initial reactions from airport officials were understandably cautious. They detained him for questioning, trying to ascertain whether he was a hoax or perhaps a con artist. This raises the question, was he truly confused, or was there something more deliberate at play?
Indeed. The idea that he might have been a con artist is one theory that has circulated over the years. But if that were the case, why would he choose such an elaborate ruse? It seems risky, especially given the scrutiny he faced upon arrival.
Exactly. And then there's the possibility of a clerical error or mistaken identity. Perhaps he was misinformed about his own origins. But that still doesn't explain how he possessed a passport that appeared valid, albeit from a non-existent country.
That's a crucial point. The legitimacy of the passport suggests some level of authenticity, which complicates the narrative. If we consider the implications of his claims, it opens the door to even more bizarre theories.
Yes, one of the more outlandish theories posits that he might have come from a parallel universe or alternate reality. While this sounds like something out of science fiction, it does make one wonder about the nature of our reality and the boundaries of existence.
It does. However, we must be careful not to present such theories as fact. There's no concrete evidence to support the idea of parallel universes in this context. It's essential to separate the known facts from speculation.
Absolutely. The incident itself, as recorded, is shrouded in mystery. The fact that he was detained and questioned by Japanese authorities suggests that they took his claims seriously, at least initially. But what happened to him afterward remains unclear.
That's a significant gap in the narrative. After his detention, there are no official records detailing his fate. Did he return to Taured? Was he sent back to his country of origin? Or did he simply vanish?
Those unanswered questions only add to the intrigue. The lack of documentation surrounding his departure raises eyebrows. It's almost as if he slipped through the cracks of reality itself.
And that leaves us with more questions than answers. As we continue to explore this incident, we must remain grounded in the facts while acknowledging the theories that have emerged over the years. The story of the man from Taured is far from over. Welcome back to Harrison's Conspiracies. In this chapter, we delve into the strange details surrounding the mysterious traveler from Taured. The facts we have are certainly intriguing, but they also raise more questions than answers.
Absolutely, Harrison. The first thing that stands out is the man's passport. It appeared legitimate, yet it was issued by a country that doesn't exist. This alone is perplexing. How could a passport from a non-existent nation pass through airport security?
Right. And the traveler himself was adamant that Taured was a real place, claiming it was located between France and Spain. This geographical assertion adds another layer of complexity. If Taured were real, why can't we find any record of it?
It's a valid point. The man's insistence on Taured's existence raises questions about his state of mind. Was he confused, or was there something more to his story? Some have suggested he might have been a hoax or a con artist, but that theory doesn't fully account for the details we have.
Indeed, the fact that he was detained by Japanese authorities for questioning indicates that they took the situation seriously. They must have seen something in his demeanor or story that warranted further investigation.
Exactly. And let's not forget the timeline. This incident reportedly occurred in July 1954. The post-war context might have influenced how authorities handled unusual situations. Perhaps they were more cautious, given the geopolitical tensions of the time.
That's an interesting angle. But returning to the traveler, his knowledge of geography seems quite detailed. If he was indeed from a place that doesn't exist, how could he describe its location so accurately? It adds a layer of credibility to his claims.
It does. Some speculate that he might have come from a parallel universe or an alternate reality. While this sounds like something out of science fiction, it does raise the question of how we define reality. If Taured exists in some form, what does that mean for our understanding of geography and existence?
That's a fascinating theory, but we must be careful not to present it as fact. There are many possible explanations for this incident, including a case of mistaken identity or a clerical error. The idea of a parallel universe is compelling, but it remains speculative.
Absolutely, and we should emphasize that. Theories about parallel universes or alternate realities are intriguing but lack concrete evidence. It's essential to separate these ideas from the confirmed facts we have about the incident.
Well said. The confirmed facts tell us that a man arrived at Haneda Airport with a passport from Taured, and he was confused about his origins. But the implications of his story, if we consider the theories, could be far-reaching.
Indeed. The traveler's disappearance after being detained only adds to the mystery. What happened to him? Did he simply vanish? Or was he released without any further investigation? The lack of information leaves us with more questions than answers.
And that's where we'll leave it for now. The strange details surrounding this incident continue to baffle us, and as we move forward, we'll explore the implications of this traveler's story and what it might mean for our understanding of reality. Welcome back to Harrison's Conspiracies. In this chapter, we're diving into the theories and speculations surrounding the enigmatic man from Taured, a man who arrived at Haneda Airport with a passport from a country that doesn't exist. It raises so many questions.
Absolutely, Harrison. The very idea that someone could present a legitimate-looking passport from a non-existent country is baffling. It leads us to consider various theories, including the possibility that this traveler was a hoax or perhaps a con artist.
That's a valid point. The notion of a hoax does seem plausible, especially given the unusual circumstances. But if we look at the details, the traveler was adamant about Taured's existence, claiming it was located between France and Spain. That level of conviction is intriguing.
It really is. His insistence raises questions about his psychological state. Could it be that he genuinely believed in the existence of Taured? Perhaps he was experiencing a case of mistaken identity or even a clerical error that led to this bizarre situation.
Mistaken identity is an interesting angle. But then we have to consider the implications of his knowledge of geography. If he was indeed confused, how did he manage to describe the location of Taured so accurately?
Exactly. That's where things get murky. Some speculate that he might have come from a parallel universe or an alternate reality. It's a theory that captures the imagination, but we should be cautious. There's no concrete evidence to support such a claim.
Right. We must tread carefully here. While the idea of parallel universes is fascinating, it remains firmly in the realm of speculation. Theories like this can easily spiral into unfounded assertions without solid backing.
And let's not forget, the official record states that the incident occurred in July 1954, and the traveler was detained for questioning. This suggests that authorities were taking the situation seriously, which adds another layer of complexity to the story.
Indeed, the fact that he was detained indicates that there was enough concern about his claims to warrant further investigation. But what happened to him afterward? His subsequent disappearance only deepens the mystery.
It does. Some theorists suggest that he may have been whisked away by government agencies. But again, that's a leap without evidence. We have to separate the known facts from the theories that arise from them.
Absolutely. While it's tempting to connect dots and create a narrative, we must remain grounded in what we know. The traveler's insistence on Taured's existence, combined with the legitimacy of his passport, creates a puzzle that is still unsolved.
And that's what makes this case so compelling. Each theory, whether it's about a hoax, mistaken identity, or even alternate realities, offers a different lens through which to view the incident. But without definitive proof, we can only speculate.
Well said. As we continue to explore this mystery, let's keep our minds open but our conclusions tentative. The man from Taured remains an enigma, and perhaps that's part of what makes this story so captivating. Welcome back to Harrison's Conspiracies. In this chapter, we delve into the intriguing divide between what we know about the man from Taured and the myriad theories that have emerged since his mysterious arrival at Haneda Airport in July 1954.
That's right, Harrison. The confirmed facts are quite striking. We know that a man arrived at the airport with a passport from a country that doesn't exist. Taured. This passport appeared legitimate, which raises so many questions.
Indeed. And the traveler himself was reportedly confused, insisting that Taured was a real place situated between France and Spain. This detail adds a layer of complexity to the incident. It's not just about a fake passport. It's about a man who genuinely believed in his own reality.
Exactly. And while we have these verified facts, the theories surrounding this incident are where things get really fascinating. Some suggest that the traveler might have been a hoax or a con artist. But without solid evidence, that remains speculative.
Right. And then there's the idea of mistaken identity or a clerical error. It's plausible that the passport could have been a result of some administrative mix-up. But again, that's just one theory among many.
And let's not forget the more outlandish theories, like the notion that this traveler they came from a parallel universe or an alternate reality. While it sounds like something out of science fiction, it does capture the imagination, doesn't it?
It certainly does. The allure of the unknown is powerful, but we must be careful not to present these theories as facts. Claims that the traveler was definitively from a parallel universe are not substantiated by any credible evidence.
Absolutely. And while some might speculate about government involvement or a cover-up, there's no reliable sourcing to support those assertions. It's crucial to differentiate between what we know and what we theorize.
That's a vital point. The incident itself is shrouded in mystery, and while the theories can be captivating, they often stray far from the verified facts. The psychological aspects of identity and reality also play a significant role in how we interpret this case.
Yes, the psychological angle is intriguing. The traveler's insistence on Taured's existence raises questions about perception and belief. How do we define reality, especially when faced with something that defies our understanding?
It's a philosophical conundrum, for sure, and it highlights the human tendency to seek explanations, even when faced with the inexplicable. The man from Taured remains an enigma, and perhaps that's part of his enduring appeal.
Exactly. The blend of verified facts and speculative theories creates a rich tapestry of mystery. It invites us to explore not just the incident itself, but also our own beliefs about reality and the unknown.
As we wrap up this chapter, let's remember that while the unknown can be alluring, it's essential to ground our discussions in what we can verify. The man from Taured may remain a mystery, but our exploration of his story continues. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration into the enigmatic case of the man from Taured, it's essential to reflect on what this incident teaches us about human curiosity and our quest for understanding in a world filled with mysteries.
Absolutely, Harrison. The story of the traveler with a passport from a non-existent country raises profound questions about identity and reality. It's a reminder of how our perceptions can sometimes clash with the facts we think we know.
Right. The verified facts are quite straightforward. A man arrived at Haneda Airport in July 1954, presenting a passport that appeared legitimate but was issued by a place called Taured, which, as we know, does not exist. He was confused and insisted that Taured was real, located between France and Spain.
And yet, despite the clarity of those facts, the incident has spawned a myriad of theories. Some suggest that the traveler might have been a hoax or a con artist, perhaps trying to pull off an elaborate prank.
That's one possibility. However, it's also worth considering that this could have been a case of mistaken identity or even a clerical error. After all, the world is filled with instances where documentation can lead to confusion.
Exactly. But then there are those more fantastical theories, like the idea that he came from a parallel universe or an alternate reality. While these ideas are intriguing, they remain speculative at best.
Indeed, we must be cautious not to present such theories as facts. The allure of the unknown can lead us down paths of imagination, but it's crucial to differentiate between what we know and what we theorize.
And that's where the human element comes into play. Our curiosity drives us to seek answers, to understand the inexplicable. The man from Taured embodies that quest for knowledge, even when faced with the absurd.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? Here's a man who, despite being detained by Japanese authorities for questioning, remained steadfast in his belief about his origins. It speaks to the resilience of human conviction.
Yes, and it also highlights the limitations of our understanding. We often cling to our realities, even when confronted with evidence that challenges them. This incident serves as a reminder that our world is filled with mysteries that may never be fully explained.
And perhaps that's the beauty of it. The unknown invites us to explore, to question, and to engage with the world around us. The man from Taured may never have a definitive explanation, but his story continues to spark curiosity.
Exactly. It encourages us to keep asking questions and to remain open to possibilities, even those that seem far-fetched. In a way, it's a testament to the human spirit and our relentless pursuit of understanding.
So, as we close this chapter on the man from Taured, let's carry forward that spirit of inquiry. After all, it's the mysteries that keep us searching for answers, and perhaps that's what truly defines our humanity.
Well said, Harrison. Here's to the mysteries that lie ahead, waiting for us to uncover their secrets.
You've been listening to Harrison's Conspiracies. Until the next record, stay curious.
Investigations closed. Stepping out of it for a second, just me recommending the shop that backs this show. Skyyrizon's an online store I actually like. Practical gadgets and tools for your place, your kitchen, your car, your pets. They add new ones weekly. Free worldwide shipping if you order. Go have a look. Skyyrizon.com. Fiction disclaimer. Harrison's Conspiracies is a fictional entertainment podcast. Episodes may draw inspiration from real people, locations, scientific concepts, historical records, folklore, and documented events, but may include invented characters, dialogue, evidence, organizations, interpretations, and supernatural or speculative elements. The story may not accurately represent real-world history, physics, people, locations, investigations, or events. Listeners should not treat the episode as a factual documentary or authoritative source.